All right, guys and girls, again, it's Jerningham here. As you may have heard, in the UK, 11 police officers have got injured today of protests again in London. I don't know much of why and how they've got injured. It happens every year, every time, which kind of annoys a lot of people. So we've got the text trace and text app of basically, I'm going to put a video on about it so you all understand what's going on. Text and trace app. Don't watch this silly advert on the TV, fortunately. I hate adverts.
Long haul to Mars, a trip to Hogwarts or ancient Greece. We'll get you there in style. There's another way to get away.
Yeah, bloody boring adverts.
After an original launch that misfired, a rebuilding of the app that cost millions of pounds.
This is a text trace and text app to see if people got coronavirus in the UK. If they have, they haven't.
Positive test result. The app will send you an anonymous alert.
But as it stands, a third of positive tests can't be logged on the app. This emerged from a tweet.
Matt Hancock's tried to get the app on Apple, and Boris Johnson tried to get the app.
The NHS told him, "Hi, Damien. If your test took place in a Public Health England lab or NHS hospital or as part of national surveillance testing conducted by the Office of National Statistics, test results cannot currently be linked with the app, whether they're positive or negative. Thanks."
How on earth can we trust this government with our data, with a test, trace, isolate system that is meant to be the key to unlocking this country through this pandemic and keeping us all safe, when the very basics of the information that are meant to be given to this app, we find out over a tweet? It's just bizarre.
A Department of Health spokesperson said, "We are urgently working to enable positive
Things never
tests
seem
for
to work
people
correctly.
who aren't already given a code to be added to the COVID-19 app."
This hasn't exactly been a soft launch. The government has advertised this app on the front page of every national newspaper, from The Guardian to The Mail to The Mirror. And this is as they're coming under fire from their own MPs about the way they're implementing laws to control the virus.
MPs have now been given the right to vote on the rule of 6 in Parliament next week, but backbenchers want to be able to debate all coronavirus measures.
We do have to take some very severe measures, curtailing people's civil liberties to get on top of this disease. But in doing so, the Prime Minister must...
Yes, but we're not getting on top of the disease, are we? It's still bloody rising.
MPs are elected by their constituents to have a say in very serious measures that are being proposed by the Prime Minister.
Coronavirus figures dropped slightly today, but remain high, with more than 6,000 new cases. And as more restrictive measures are introduced around the country, there's an ever more sceptical public. Anti-maskers and anti-vaccine campaigners massed in Trafalgar Square. Some simply feel that the threat of COVID has been overplayed by the media.
I mean, it's the fatality of the flu. That's like any illness. There's risk to, people have risk of
It's a higher fatality.
But there's a risk in everything. There's a risk if you ride a bike in London. There's a risk of cancer. There's a risk of so many things.
But a surprising number have fallen down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theory and believe the whole virus is a ruse by government to control the masses.
You don't believe there is a virus?
No, no virus at all. It's coronavirus.
What about the 40,000 dead people?
People die every day from underlying conditions.
What about the doctors diagnosing them as having coronavirus?
Well, you ask the doctors how much they're being paid to say that.
Are you suggesting that every single doctor in the NHS is part of a conspiracy theory?
You ask them that.
What's the end game?
To control, to lock us down, lock us up and control us.
Why? What's the end game? Why do they want to do that?
Well, you've seen the Hunger Games.
Population through vaccination. I have seen the Hunger Games.
Okay, not too far of a scenario like that then.
The government wants to create a game where people fight for their lives.
What kind of world are we in?
I'm using a parallel there. A control network, a totalitarian control network.
You have a great amount of faith in our government and around the world.
In our government,
they must be extremely organised to do what you're suggesting.
Well, they're puppets with power much more.
You must think they are absolutely superbly intelligent and clever to organise this.
They're puppets.
The government won't be feeling too clever today with its partly failing app, and the shortfallings being discovered on social media can only erode trust further. While opinions here are at the extreme end, It does underline a general suspicion and virus fatigue within the public that may become hard to manage. Jason Farrell, Sky News.
Well, that's a bit of a kerfuffle. In some people's minds, they would have thought they got the text tracing app up, but they haven't. Unless it's working, and there's problems with some people who's got it working and they haven't. But anyway, guys and girls, hope you all enjoyed the video. Give it a like, give it a comment, share your friends, and tell me what you think about this video. See you in the next one. In there, back again.